I want to create a video on how to trade features on RoyalQ. Now, these are the simple basic steps and safety measures you must put in place. Number one, it is your decision to follow this because I'm talking from experience in trading features with RoyalQ or with a new brand name called Vayoh AI. Now, the first thing you need to first focus on is that after my some years of experience in trading futures, there are some coins I don't trade. All those meme coins, shit coins, funny coins, I don't trade them because they will give you hypertension, they will give you high blood pressure, they will make your heart to be palpitating, and they always go against analysis. They can suddenly pump to you want to short them. That if the coin is coming down, want to short it, it can be going up by 10%, 15%. 30%, 50%, it's when you know it can liquidate you. So this kind of coin, you want to trade them at number one, use a low leverage and use stop loss. So that's why I reduce the number of coins that I trade. So these are the major coins that I trade. I have already listed them here. I trade them in such a way that they don't give me um, Bitcoin number one. Bitcoin number one, Ethereum, Gala, AXX, say BNB, TRX, not near. Those are the major coins that I trade with peace of mind. There are some more other coins, but those are the major coins that I've tested. And if I see more, I will be updating it and sharing it with us in the group. So now the next thing is for you to go to your exchange. I use Binance because Binance on RoyalQ is the only one that can give you the opportunity to trade. I use leverage of 1x to 20x. If you connect your RoyalQ or VOI to Bybit, you can't get more than 1x. So if you're using 1x, then what's the difference? So make sure the second thing to come and do is to come and change all those coins to cross margin. Cross margin has the benefit of moving your liquidation price far from the entry price. Let's say you enter a coin at $2, and if the liquidation price, your cross margin, if you use cross margin mode, it will allow you to have a very far price before your trade can be liquidated. But disadvantage of cross margin is that if you are liquidated, all your money will disappear. Now, if you put your trade in isolated withdrawal will make your liquidation price be close to your entry price. And if anything like liquidation comes, they wouldn't remove only the money that you put into the trade. You see a balance. So it's safer to use isolated, but I don't use it because it always draw liquidation price to your entry price. So if you want to change it, that's what I use. I use cross margin because it allows the liquidation price to be far. So just search for the coin, come to features at the bottom on your Binance. Then let's say you want to change any coin that you made there, click the down arrow here beside that coin you saw. Maybe you want to change BNB, tap it. You can see it's already on cross. So this is where you can change it to from isolated to cross. So it's already on cross. So number two, use small percentage of your capital to trade, like 2% to 15%. Let's say you have $30. Make sure that the percentage that you commit to that trade must not be more than 15%. And don't trade too many coins unless you have enough capital in your exchange. Let's say you have $30. Just make sure that the percentage of your money that will go into that trade must not be more than. So let's say you want to trade with $30. Don't do more than 10% of your $30 will be what? $3. So the lower the percentage of your fund that go into that trade, the better for you. The further the election price will be far from your entering price. Number four, don't use high leverage. I don't do more than 9x. I've never even tried 10x. I use low leverage. One of the reasons why I was recruited that time was because I was using high leverage of 15x, 20x. You easily, because the more you increase your leverage, the more you be very close, you'll be drawing the liquidation price to entry price, the price that you be liquidated. It's be moving closer the higher you use the leverage, because the higher leverage has the benefit of helping to reduce amount of money that will go to your trade, but it will also draw near your liquidation price to enter the price. So it's better you use lower leverage and also use stop loss. Most times I don't use stop loss. Why? Because after I have followed all these rules, focusing on the recommended coins, changing my coins from selected to cross margin on Binance, using small percentage, using low leverage, I will not even have any liquidation price on my trades. I will show us an example. I don't have revision price so that I can trade, and if the coin goes against me, I will leave it until it delivers or until the floating loss reduce, and I'll close in small loss. So I don't use stop loss because I follow all the first four rules. And when you want to trade, use only one margin call setting. Don't allow the bot to be buying, selling. Use only one margin call setting if you want to increase the first buying amount. And if you want to start, you want the bot to start with a small amount of money. Let's say I want to use $5 my first buying amount. $5 my first buying amount. Just imagine, how will I have the question price? I want to $5 my first buying amount, and I'm using a leverage 9x leverage. The bot will just take 0 point less than $1 of my money, my exchange. It will use more than it will take little of my, because that's the formula to know how much the bot will take from your money. Any amount that goes into the trade divided by leverage, it will determine how much you'll be taking for your money. So that is why follow this rule and you're good to go. So now, for example, let's say you want to trade a coin, and let me look for a signal. So now, another thing again I want to share with us that I have deleted a lot of those funny coins from my list. I don't want to see them again. So I want to focus on coins that I know for years, that I'm used to them. So those are the coins that I have put on my list on RoyalQ. So all those funny coins, I've removed them. How do I do that? I will just go to this plus sign and I remove anyone I want to remove. Just like this, I remove them. So that are the coins I'm used to that are safer. So now, if I want to trade on features, let's say this is a signal that was sent and the signal says you should long this coin on your RoyalQ. On RoyalQ, Gala, I've already traded Gala. Okay, this signal, which is Gala. You on your page on RoyalQ, you just click features, then search for the coin, which is Gala. And before you do that, RoyalQ features section does not easily open, so you have to first on your VPN. On your VPN first before you come to the features section on RoyalQ. So when you come to RoyalQ, you go to feature section, then search for the coin Gala, then click the coin, and the signal says, depending on the signal that you saw, the signal says you enter at current price, which is 0.001416. Then you click create, click understand. Now you will see two things. You will see long, you will see short. So you are longing. So you now click trade setting and then bottom. Then you click manually create. Then you now click choose a strategy settings. So there are three major settings here. This one is for one margin call. This for default settings. So those are and this is about proprietary settings. So the signal says you use one margin call settings. Then you now type how much. So your capital will determine how much you can put here. I've already explained that. So let's say you have $30. $30 in your exchange. Don't do more than 10%. So 10% of $10, $30 is what? $3. So any amount that you see here, divided by the um leverage you want to use. It will determine how much will be taken from your exchange. Let's say you want to put like let me say $50. If you put 50 units of gala, okay, it's not much. So let's say you put this, because you have to, it does not give you the dollar value. You have to type the unit of the coin you want to trade, then the dollar value will now be showing at the bottom. So if you want to use $7 worth of gala to trade, and you use like 9x or use 8x, if you divide 7.03 divided by 8, 7.03 divided by x divided by 9, so the bot will be taking less than $1 from your money, which is safe. So let's say you want to do like $10 first buying amount, so the bot will be taking about $1.1 from your money, which is still lower than 10% of $30. Let's say you want to use $15 worth of the coin to enter that trade, you still be using, the bot will still be taking 1.67, which is still safe, So that's how you calculate how much money will be taken from your capital. So then you can now put, the take profit says 1.5 to 10%, so you can put minimum of like 1.5, 1.2. The reason why I said 1.5 to 10%, that the coin has a tendency of going up to 10%, but it's always good to put lower take profits. The lower the take profit, the better. So since the signal said we should enter at current price, so you can input the price you saw, or since they say you should enter at current price, that means enter without inputting at the bottom here the trigger price. So if the trigger price, if they say you should enter at a buy-in price or limit price there, you input what is, let's say they say the limit price or the buy-in price. Initial buy-in price is 0.001319. So that means you want the bot to take the trade from the bottom before the trade will start. So sometimes I can say that use RSI to enter the coin. So when you want to use RSI, you change this first one to 6, click add condition, change this one to 12. No, if you are doing long, because it's a long order, so long order, you have to change this one to over. Yes, you leave it like that, you leave it as it is, since it's a long order. Because if the coin has been oversold, that means they are very finished selling the coin. So use this RSI. So until the coin gets to the oversold region, it will pick the trade for you. So there are 3 ways we can enter the signal, either through over using the trigger price, either current price or initial buying price. Or if I say you should use RSI to enter, you just click the RSI, leave the first one at 6, put the second one, change it to 12, then you save. So the bot will now use that one to pick the coin. If I say you should use MACD indicator less than equal to, that means you want the bot to pick the trade when the MACD does a golden cross below. These are the uniqueness of the bot. You can use trigger price, you can use indicator to pick the trade. So then you can now click save, confirm, then you can now activate your trade. You to start. Now if you want to use if I say you should use RoyalQ default setting, that means if you're using RoyalQ default setting, you will need to reduce your first buying price to like $5 worth of value. I think 4,005. Okay, 4,000. It's okay. Now if it allows you, because there are some coins you can't use lower first buying amount, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, some coins like Bitcoin, the minimum first buying amount you can use for Bitcoin cannot be less than $63. Because if you make 1% of $63, you make like 0.6 cents. If you make like 2% take profit of $63 worth of Bitcoin, you can make like $1.2. So Bitcoin, Ethereum requires higher first buying amount to enter the trade. So you cannot click save, confirm, then this trade will start. On depending on whether you use trade grab current price, use limit price or initial buying price, use RSI or use MACD indicator to enter the trade. So the moment the trade now starts, you can now come here where, okay, let me do another video so that this video will not be long. So this is just a summary of how to trade futures on RoyalQ.